success story, we share this with some of our clients. We share, and then what happens then is it actually creates excitement. What's funny is when we release one of these videos, we see an immediate usage of the CRM system. People start calling their leads. They get it. Oh my God, other people are actually converting leads. So this is going to work, and we're going to get to convert our leads ourselves as well. So that's kind of the concept of what we do here. So I wanted to truly thank you. And how do you pronounce your name, just so I'm pronouncing it properly?
Anju.
Anju, perfect, awesome. And I know in some Anju, so I'm glad I'm kind of
Anya,
getting it right. So
yeah.
Anya,
Yeah, I
yeah,
talked
Anya.
to Anya. Yeah, she has a quite a similar, like it spells similar, but yeah, she told me like it's Anya.
Yeah, exactly. We always want to make sure we're pronouncing the names the way they should be. So first and foremost, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your experience, and telling us a little bit of how you've done and everything else. And I'd love to also answer any questions you might have and be able to help you from another perspective. Maybe give you some guidance from my side. I've seen this now for 10 years, over 10 years. I've seen agents go from doing a few deals a year to doing hundreds of deals a year and creating a business and a team around it. So I'm sure depending on where you want to go, I can give some guidance towards you and give you some answers that you might be questioning. So it works out both ways.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
so do you want to ask me something or do you want me to go
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, so actually, I have a structure to it. Actually, I created a structure in terms of kind of asking you some questions. So I have a few questions listed out here, and I'm sorry that my team didn't send you the questions already. But the first one is actually, what date did you sign up on? So I like to tell people kind of when they started, when they actually signed up, because it helps them understand how long it took to actually convert a deal. So I think, and I looked at your account, you actually signed up with us. Let me just double check here. You signed up with us in May of 2020.
Something major, yes.
Yeah. And I think we started your account by about June. We started actually getting leads most likely by around June.
Yes, I think I started in mid or maybe end of June, and the first few weeks were, I think we were adjusting with the areas, and I wasn't getting much of the leads, and then finally we hit the right area, and then it started.
Perfect. Perfect. That's awesome. And your client, your first training, do you remember when you had your first training by any chance?
Um, I don't
I
remember
can actually pull it up
exactly.
here. I can actually pull it up here. First training was May 28th, so just before the beginning of June, you had your first training, and I believe your trainer was Anya, was it?
Yes, I think Anya, because that was, I think, the first orientation kind of thing, how the portal works and something like that.
Yes,
And there were a couple of
yes,
more trainings and
perfect. Perfect. Yeah, tell us a little about that. Is there how did you find that, from the point of when you signed up, we essentially what we tried to do is we tried to make sure that you understand how to use the system. Was that to your, like, did you get a sense for it? Did you understand it? And also the other thing that we did is we want to make sure that once we show you how to use the system, that we double check on you to make sure you're doing everything properly. And we do like a weekly check-in for you. We send you a video of saying, hey, this is what you were doing. How did you find that process? Did you like it? Is there anything that you think we should improve in that process?
no, I think it's you guys are doing great because in the beginning I'm not so tech friendly person and uh plus learning to work on a new portal was is a bit challenging for
Challenge.
me.
Yeah.
But your guys were really, really helpful. I was calling them, bugging them off and on with small and big issues or whatever came up, and they were always there to help me out. And even if I had the smallest problem and issue, how to look for this particular thing, I called, and immediate response was there from your office, and I got the help. And somehow, slowly, I learned.
That's awesome. And that's the most that we want to ask for. I always like to put myself in the shoes of the client, and say to myself, well, if I'm a client going through this very process the very first time, what would I want? Like, how would I make it easier for myself? Because that's how we try to make it easier for our team as well. And always asking questions to understand from you guys, is there anything else we can improve? Because there's always something we can improve. There's always something we can make better and make tweaks. So I appreciate the feedback, and we always collect also feedback and questions that you guys ask to make sure that those things are done properly. So Your lead generation website. So when we look at the actual website when it went live, I want to try to find the date of when the actual lead generation website live. I believe sometime just in the middle of June, kind of it went live, or just before the middle of June it went live. And you actually came on because you closed the deal recently from one of the leads, if I understand that correctly. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Great.
And that lead was one of my initial first, I guess, I don't know if you can look at that, for my first 10, 15 leads.
Okay, so from the 10, 50 leads, the first ones that came in, it actually closed, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, with internet leads, what's interesting is that the older they get, the better they get. Because, and if you think about why that is, when somebody jumps online to start searching for a home, they're at the very beginning stage of the buying process. They just started thinking about buying, and then as they go through the process of looking more and more, they get better and better, and they're maybe more ready to buy at a later time. So that's amazing. Now, how long did it take from the point of when you got the lead to the point when you actually closed the deal? Like how many months had passed? So if we started that in June, and did you just recently close it then?
Um, Not recently, I would say. Actually, as I told you, I she was my one of my initial leads, and I
Yeah.
though she did not talk to me initially, that will come to later. First, your question is when it all started. The first time I met her was in the month of um, I guess August, and for a showing, she showed interest in one of the property, and but she wasn't talking to me. I never met her, and I just took this as an opportunity to go and meet her for that first showing. And it wasn't
Amazing.
very far, it wasn't the end of the world, so I went there and met her, and yeah, then the second time and the third time she wanted to go explore the more areas. Then I talk to her about the BRA, that if you're working together, I won't be able to work before we sign. It's our company policies, blah blah blah, and things like that. She was like, she signed the BRA with me, and I took her to Cambridge, go all different areas, and then while I talked to her, in the first meeting, I got to know that she's a homeowner. So she has to sell her house and buy the other one. So I was like, good
Beautiful.
deals. And though she didn't give me the address, though I tried talking to her, if you give me the address, I can pull out and do the comparative market analysis for you, and we'll give you an idea how much your house will be sold, and accordingly you can buy a new house, which she did not in the first meeting. Slowly, then she
Yeah.
gave me the information. And so then we started going for showings, September full on. And then mid September, I signed the listing agreement for her property. And the first week of October, our property was on market, but we hadn't bought yet because, it was a seller's market. We were putting offers, multiple offers, bidding wars. So her property was sold in 5 days,
Oh,
65,000
wow.
thing, and she was very happy. And then after that, within 2 weeks, I had them to buy in the Mississauga area. And
Okay.
both the properties, they closed on the same day, 27th of
Oh,
November.
that's lucky. Oh, that is lucky. That's nice.
Yeah.
No bridge mortgage required, no anything. That's amazing.
No, no.
They must have been very
And
happy.
yeah, and they were very good mother daughter, very good people. They're still friendly with me. I still talk to them, visited them a couple of times, and yeah,
See, it
happy
takes
class.
it takes a little bit. It takes a little while if you, and I'm so glad that you went through this process in the sense that you learned in the way that if you put yourself in the shoes of the lead, right? They don't know you. They don't trust you. There's nothing that's bonding you until they actually get to meet you and
Exactly.
trust you. Yeah.
You have to slowly build up that trust because you know what, it's nothing unusual that as an agent I would be doing what other agents cannot do with her, right, or help her. So it's just that I think in real estate it's just a matter of trust.
Yeah.
Even if you go buy to the store, you can buy from any store, from any salesperson. Why you only ask for one particular salesperson there? Because you
Totally.
trust, you're
And it's
comfortable.
absolutely, and especially when the purchase is such a huge purchase, it's the biggest purchase of their life. Of course, they have to feel comfortable with the individual that they're actually doing this with. So, but it can be easily created. The trust can be created with an internet lead. It's just that it takes time. You can't start running until you start crawling, walking, and then running. And that's the same thing with the internet leads. You gotta be able to. I'm so glad that you went through that slowly with them because if they don't feel rushed, they don't feel getting to the point. So it's a very good deal. So then, how long was it from the point of when you got the lead? So if you got the lead somewhere in July, I think, and then you closed it the October, right? Was it October that the house sold the
Uh,
listing?
October, no, September. I think the third week of September, when I was meeting them, and I was trying of being a little pushy here
Yeah,
to make them, decide that they have to put their property on market now, because I thought that maybe in October, November, the real estate market like goes down and wouldn't be a good idea, good, decision to wait till then. And they
yeah,
should sell it now, though, well, it didn't happen that way. Real estate is going strong all
yeah.
the
It's
way.
been crazy. It's been
Yeah.
crazy for sure. So about 4 months, would you say about 4 months from the point of when you got the lead, when you actually closed it? Because as an agent, you would, let's say now I'll put you, Susan, the agent, you're buying a service like this and you're asking us, well, how long is it going to take me to make some money out of this, whole internet lead generation thing? And we like to tell agents, well, here's an average, it takes this long to really convert. So in your case, it was about 4 months from the point when you got the lead to the point of closing.
Yes, roughly 4 months, or even less than 4 months. Yes, the money was in my pocket.
Yes, that's amazing. That's amazing. One of the questions that other agents ask all the time is like, how many leads do you get per month right now? So if you look at all the leads that you get, including all the fake and good leads, how many leads a month do you say you get?
Yeah, well, it depends. Actually, has had been times when I got like roughly maybe 25, 30 leads, and these days it's been like yesterday I got one lead after I think almost 3, 4 days.
Right. Yeah.
And
Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. There's a little bit of a process, but if you look at a whole month, it should usually be about 25. So I guess about 25, 30 leads a month is right.
roughly, I guess that's the number. Though, well, they're not good. I think 50% of people get fake email IDs, fake numbers. They don't answer. They,
I was
so
just going to
things
actually
happen.
ask you that question. Yeah, I was just going to ask you that question. Like, what percent of the leads you get are actually fake? So you said about 50% of the leads you get are pretty much fake. You can't really work with them.
Yeah, well, in the last 2 weeks, if I see the leads, one I called, he answered, though he's browsing.
Yeah,
After that, he didn't respond to my messages and calls. That's okay. I give them time, right? So, but
absolutely, absolutely.
I see either the email ID is fake or the number is fake. Even if the number is correct, you call them, someone else answers, "Oh no, this is wrong number, wrong number." So I think it's hardly two or three, or like exactly all good, email ID good, phone number valid.
Yeah. So you were cutting off a little bit there, but I think we're back together. I get the idea. Like, yeah, it's a numbers game with internet leads. The concept is quantity, not
Yeah.
quality. It's let's just get as many leads as we can, go through them as fast as we can to get to the few that are actually good. And that's been the case from even if I go back 12 years ago when we started all of this. That's truly been the case even back then, and today it's still the case, and I think it's going to be the case forever because that's the concept of internet lead generation. One of the last questions that I have that I always like asking agents is if you had a brand new agent that's come to you that's saying, I want to get into internet lead generation, what would you say to that agent to help them be successful? So that what would you say? Would it be have patience? Would it be, what would you say to them that would actually help them become successful with internet leads?
Well, what I have experienced is that every client, every person is different. So in the first call, or maybe the way they respond, they are different. So you have to go them with them accordingly. Like I have like two people, apart from the one I closed, I have two more clients, very good. I'm sure I'm gonna work with them very soon. They are also one of my initial leads. So it's like you have to nurture them and be patient and give them
Yeah,
time. And whatever their decisions are, things they have planned, and slowly you talk to them, you get to know what actually is going on, what's the situation in life is, when they plan to buy or sell. So you have to go with them and be in touch with them and try not to be pushy. And I want to add in here your SMS thing. That I really like that because people, yes, not everybody likes to be called.
Yes.
SMSing email is good. I have like two other clients. They are like older women here and in Mississauga. They don't like me to text message also. Only
Yeah.
emails. So I email
Okay.
them and they respond.
Interesting. And I'm so glad that you said that because it's based on client to client. Some clients like talking; they hate the being texting. Some clients love email. Some clients, so it's whatever is good for them. Whatever they like is what you correspond with.
Yes, you have to add, every you have to make the strategy, the work with that client, particularly depending on their whole scenario, how you, whatever they feel comfortable with, and I think
Exactly.
sometimes it's being pushy is good, but when you are at a certain level with the client, but you have to give them some time, and but yes, make your presence felt there that you are
100%.
there.
I think I love the concept of being pushy. It's certainly required in some cases, but there's a step to it as well. Like it's you gotta go, you gotta start crawling before you start running. And so I like the taking the steps to make sure that we don't really push when we shouldn't push, because if we do, that could also push them away if it's done in the wrong perspective. So that's you're great at this. Honestly, you're going to do incredibly well. If I can give you any advice from what I've seen, from what agents have done, is gradually put into the ad spend. So increase your ad spend as you're making money from this. Put the money back into the marketing so you can get more of this. And how you can look at it is if you look at it on a per year basis, you can say, in 2020. I've made $100,000 from internet leads. I'm going to take 20,000 of that and put it towards getting more leads, and keep increasing because it means you're getting more leads, you're getting more deals, and you should be converting at the same rate. So in 2020 you're going to make 100. In 2021 you should make 200. In 2022 you should make 300. Increase $100,000 that you should be able to make every year. But the only way you're going to do that is by getting more leads. You need to be able to get more leads, and then there's going to be a limit. There's going to be a limit to how many leads you can work on a day-to-day basis. You're going to say, well, I can't even, I'm busy. There's no more time that I have in the day to be able to work. And that's when you start thinking about adding team members in to do specific tasks for you, to help you with, either booking calls for you or doing showings for you or other things. That's the best way that you can handle it if you want to expand. If you don't want to expand, you can really find your limit to say, well, I don't want to be too busy either. This is how much I'm willing to do, and continue to do that. So it's really up to you in terms of which direction you go in from this perspective.
Yeah, no, it's a great portal, and obviously one big deal I closed, and I'm working on a few more clients, and have even visited them, in touch with them, and will be soon, on the papers. Thank you.
Beautiful.
And it's a great portal. I got like really good people, and I feel as if this is a portal where you're not door knocking, you're not cold calling. It's like there, and they're looking at your emails, and yeah, but yes, the ratio is there, 50% are that, but that's fine.
We will. Well, I don't want to underestimate. Like, we make it easy, but you are the reason why this works. Without you, none of this would ever work. Without the agents being able to do, and I truly believe, a lot of agents talk to us. They say, "Well, I want the system to do more for us. I want the system to be able to almost close a deal for us." And what I say to these agents, and I say, "Be careful what you wish for." Because the point when a system can do all of this for you is the point that you're not needed at all. And then you and me don't have a job at that point, because I probably won't be able to create a system that's going to be able to nurture and close a deal for a client. And I don't believe that technology is going to overtake sales. It hasn't been overtaking sales in many perspectives, where communication needs to be made. Like the person needs to be comfortable with the individual to be able to do this, and this is what sales is, and this is why this market is what it is, but you make this what it is. So I'm really happy that you have. So you mentioned, how many leads do you currently have in the pipeline? So you have about 200 leads in the pipeline from what I saw. I
I
think if
think
I
I think 200 something, yes, 230, 220 something.
yeah, 221. Yeah, so out of those, you mentioned that you have a few more that you've met with.
Yes, I am actually working with a couple, and I'm soon be listing their condo, and they have to buy after that. And
Beautiful.
there are two, three. I had an appointment, meetings with them. They are in the pipeline too. I'll be working. So
Beautiful.
definitely, as I said, like it's not like this sales is not like all of a sudden, like you meet them today and you solve them today. It's not like that. You have to nurture them, be patient. They have their
Yes.
own situations, right? So, but yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's really and with every person, you have to go like a different way, right?
That's exactly it, Andrew. I'm so glad that you're saying this. This is amazing. So I truly wish you all the best. If there's anything that we can do to make it easier for you, honestly, our system was made for the real estate agents, but it was made even though we're not realtors, and I generally don't like working with realtors because um, how comfortable would you be if I have real estate agents working in my office? You wouldn't be very comfortable. So, but we're geeks. We're geeks at heart. But the system was made by you guys in the sense that we get feedback from you and you say what we need. You say in your business, you know what you need. So if there's suggestions that you have, you have your team, you have support, you can send these suggestions to, and we listen to these suggestions and we do as best we can to actually build upon that system to make it better. So thank you for using it. Thank you for making money from it, because I know that the only way you're going to continue to pay us is if you make money from it. So this is amazing. So thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate it.
Thank you to you too. And it's a good portal. It's a great pleasure working here on this.
Yeah, you're most welcome. And I'm going to stop the recording just so that I don't think we need anything else here. Let me just do stop recording.